all of a sudden, Jason Douglas, who wasn't even there with us, he got a call because, we got the rental car in his name. So they traced it down from the license plate and got the rental car company. And then we're sicking the sheriff on him, telling him, well, you might be terrorists. We're worried about you guys. And all we were doing was covering the event and following up on a lead that we got sent to us. And that's against the law, I guess.
Guys, you can zoom in. Here's a Counterpunch article by Alexander Cockburn. Counterpunch, ADL snoops, and then it gets into all the spying really all over the country with police departments. And it's the ADL that trains the police departments. So if they've been caught buying off cops, having cops give them the files, who then later go to work for them, why is the ADL then now, 15 years later, in even more control of our police?
That's pretty scary. I mean, it makes you wonder who's running things. Who is really running the power structure there? Because the police are supposed to be local, and that's why they bring these chief of police from out of town. They don't have any ties to the community. Our sheriff, our police chief now, he's from L.A., and probably the next guy will be from, somewhere else. It'll probably be from Afghanistan.
Oh, no, they admittedly have a special federal government commission that recommends the chiefs. And when Arte Acevedo was about to get the job a few months ago for Dallas police chief, it said the feds were recommending him.
Oh, yeah.
So
he plays ball.
But they were also recommending some other ones. And so this is what they do.
Yeah, I mean, entrapping people with illegal gun buys, having illegal go in and pose and buy a gun, that was all set up through the local police. And where in the Constitution does it say, the local police should go out and set up sting operations for people selling firearms? The guy had a license. How is he supposed to know it's not, his license isn't real or that guy's an illegal? How is he supposed to know?
No, the government gives the illegal aliens driver's license, and they go buy a gun, lie about it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you're helping put American veterans in prison, and that's the enemy. Yeah. Remember what these ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, reports. They're all aimed at the American people. They're all aimed at gun owners, conservatives, libertarians, and you've got all these Glenn Beck-type neocons that worship anything Israel does, and meanwhile, they're the ones being spied on and put in the files.
Yeah, and they don't realize it. They're just doing the work for them, I guess. You've got these... well,
look at Israel itself. There's a lot of people that don't like some of the corrupt things Israel does in Israel. And if media people report, they have something worse in Israel than what England has with the D notices, where the government will say you're not allowed to report on that. They'll actually go arrest scientists or reporters. I mean, Israel is a police state. And this is what governments do. They try to come in and buy influence in governments and get power because Israel wants all of those tens of billions of dollars in aid the U.S. gives them. But I support Ron Paul. I say get rid of all the foreign aid.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see what these countries do now. Take the money and, spend it here.
But that's just the aid we know about. Then you have all these hundreds of Israeli groups and others. There's a lot of British intel groups operating, but Israel's the lion's share, operating domestically, spying on us.
Right.
I mean, I have the ADL Southern Poverty Law Center saying I'm the grand poobah, the great enemy. And you know why? Because
radio talk show host.
Well, they really hate me because I'm not a white supremacist.
Right.
Because I protest the Klan. Because I'm against any group that's violating people's rights. And I put out the info in a way that is widely accepted and palatable and that isn't racial or religious or bigoted. That's why the government's been caught funding Hal Turner and funding them. I saw another article out of Florida, white supremacist rallies. They're all feds. Mm-hmm. We see them all the time. German white supremacists, it comes out, are feds. Because they're there to say, we don't like the Federal Reserve. We don't like the war. And by the way, let's kill all the Jews to make it sound horrible. Well, that's why those groups are being funded. You see, because all we're fighting is organized crime, whether it's British organized crime, Israeli organized crime, Federal Reserve organized crime. Everybody's against organized crime, whether you're German, Chinese, Jewish, Mexican. Mm-hmm. See, I'm against the... out-of-control Jewish mafia. I'm against the MS-13 Mecha La Raza crowd. That's all that is a gang. And then they use political correctness to make people who aren't corrupt stand down and put up with the corruption. Oh, you don't like foreign Mossad spying on you? You don't like them putting out lists of citizens to be snatched and grabbed off the street? Oh, you don't like them lobbying to have, Ohio ban people's rallies? Oh, well, you must be a racist. See how that works? Yeah. But it doesn't work anymore, dude.
No, people are realizing that it's all a bunch of BS. And, the whole racist talk is getting old, and people are seeing through it. You can go onto the message boards. Anytime I read an article with a racist slant, I'll go down and read the comments. People are like, this is this is not really happening. You know, Tea Partiers are not racist people. They're people fed up because they're being taxed too much. They want to spend their money.
Well, the feds are sending racists in, and they can always find some camp follower, useful idiots to be part of that.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're against corruption. Look at history. The Chinese government's always corrupt throughout history. The British government, constantly corrupt. The German government, the French government, the Japanese government. This is corruption we're fighting.
They make the Italian mafia look like a little league. They really do. With the amount of government corruption that's out there now, it's insane.
And they've gotten away with it, and they run all the main regulators to the point of Bloomberg can come out and put out reports where the major insurance companies made a deal with the government 10 years ago to steal 6 million veterans' death benefits, and the government says, we changed the rule, we're allowed to steal your money.
Yeah.
I mean, this, and then you protest it, and they'll have an Israeli mob group spy on your butt.
Yeah. I mean, people should be going out and protesting anyway.
No. Yeah, exactly. The mafia today is just government agencies and private contractors.
Are the threats of a biological attack to the U.S. real?
If biological warfare is real, what should I know before it happens to protect my family?
The answers to the unthinkable are inside a new book by Christian patriot and author Sam Adams, Pale Horse, How to Survive a Chemical or Biological Attack. Inside what's been called the must-have manual for surviving the attack and mass panic that will follow, you will learn what the actual biological and chemical threats are, how to respond to events that are almost certain to happen, what the government's response is likely to be, how some will take advantage of the chaos, and exactly how you should prepare. To get Pale Horse, How to Survive a Chemical or Biological Attack in hard copy or immediate digital download, go to biowarsurvival.com or call 877-327-0365. That's 1-877-327-0365. Or buy online at biowarsurvival.com. That's BIOWAR survival.com.
This is not your father's Bio-War Survival Handbook.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
What is a wind generator?
How can the wind produce power for a small cabin?
How can wind energy be stored and used during an emergency?
Can I assemble my own wind generator?
For answers to questions about wind power, visit windbluepower.com. Did you know the wind could provide your family with emergency power? It can with a wind generator from windbluepower.com. Learn how our amazing LightBreeze wind generator kits start charging a 12-volt battery and just 6 mile per hour wind. Or see the new Cyclone X2 dual kit featuring 2 wind generators on just 1 tower. And learn why schools and universities across the country utilize our products to teach about wind power and alternative energy at windbluepower.com. All kits qualify for a 30% IRS tax credit for residential energy efficient property. Enter coupon code RADIO for a 5% discount at windbluepower.com. That's windbluepower.com or call 800-976-0026. That's 800-976-0026.
Let me read over some of this Counterpunch article. This is from the mid-1990s. In fact, we'll give you a video screenshot of this if you're a PrisonPlanet.tv viewer. The headline is, Where the Spies Journalist, the ADL Snoops. And it goes on to say the ADL claims to be the nation's leading defender against prejudice and bigotry, but in this instance, its targets were members of the African National Congress and its supporters, and apparently everyone, Arab and non-Arab, who had the temerity to criticize Israel. This includes some who drove to Arab community events where the ADL's fact finder, Roy Bullock, And the cop, Tom Gerard, this is just one case of many, took turns writing down their license plates, which Gerard, in turn, ran the addresses through the California Motor Vehicles record. That's illegal. The spying efforts proved to be part of a much larger intelligence gathering operation targeting some 12,000 individuals and more than 600 left-of-center organizations in Northern California. After the first flurry of publicity, the ADL spin doctor successfully kept the story from receiving the national coverage that the situation warranted, but the story hasn't gone away. Last November, the California Court of Appeals handed down a decision that paves the way for a major test later this year of the ADL's penchant for spying on its enemies. It was the most significant episode in a slow-moving class action suit filed in '93. And then it just goes on from there and all the other police departments where it was going on. Now, we now fast forward to 2010. Pennsylvania Homeland Security employed Israeli company to suppress American political speech. And it turns out at the G20, they would finger a group who they were spying on, left, right, didn't matter. Then they would send SWAT teams to arrest them. And now this year they've been caught $125,000 to spy on Tea Party groups and to then list them as potential terrorists. Mainline Tea Parties. And they've got The Nation reporting Blackwater's doing similar things, now known as XE. It is a free-for-all. There are tens of billions of dollars conservatively spent every year for defense contractors to have HUMAT, human intelligence on the ground, digital intelligence, surveillance, and they're just in there spying on everybody, and it's so illegal. And the governor's now apologizing, saying, oh, this is illegal, I'm sorry, and lawsuits are flying. All of this is going on. And in mainline environmental groups, land rights groups, you're all being spied on. But don't let that scare you. The bad guys are spying on you because they know that you know that the government's out of control and that different mafias have come in and bought off the Congress, and it's a free-for-all. See, we've always had corruption, but now it's really going to seed. We're going to go to break and come back and cover some more news. Then Dr. Sherri Tenpenny's joining us. Can really save some lives by exposing the new flu hoax they're pushing. In fact, will you guys print me some articles on pregnant women told to take vaccine? Thank you. Or maybe in my folder. Thanks. It's in my folder. Thank you. I want to tell you about Inner Health Botanicals. You know, being under all this chemical and biological assault, vitamins and nutrients and minerals and key cofactors are absolutely essential. But Interfood, their main product, is 20 superfoods, so your body absorbs almost all of it. Find out about their 20 organic ingredients in the Interfood. Then they have their healthy special coffee infused with all sorts of key botanicals. They've got just a great line of amazing products that you won't see on store shelves every day. So give them a call, 866-762-9238. I take Interfood. My wife does. We love it. Rob Jacobson's addicted to it. 866-762-9238 or Enerfood.com, ENERfood.com. And last but not least, don't forget that we're running this special until these run out. You get a free Jesse Ventura book at Infowars.com. You can go check out the specials. You buy a copy of The Obama Deception, a key video to get people to wake them up about the whole globalist takeover, and they get a free $24.95 hardcover Jesse Ventura's American Conspiracies at Infowars.com, and your purchase makes the broadcast possible.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the Silver Lungs system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the Silver Lungs system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Waging war on corruption.